So this goes back to that news story about a Texas shooting that happened around a month or so ago. I forget when because I don't pay attention to these mass shooting stories because I know a lot of them are fake. And I don't suspect that this one is any different. So here's the news story from CBS News, and just look at this person's body language and shit, and how they're talking. So here it goes.
I parked. U.S. Marshal started coming toward my car saying that I wasn't allowed to be parked there. And he said, well, we're going to have to arrest you because you're being very uncooperative. I said, well, you're going to have to arrest me because I'm going in there. And I'm telling you right now, I don't see none of y'all in there. Y'all are standing with snipers and y'all are far away. If y'all don't go in there, I'm going in there. He immediately put me in cuffs.
She says after Uvalde police officers told marshals to uncuff Gomez, she ran towards the school.
As soon as they uncuffed me, I jumped that first gate fence. And once I jumped it, I went to my son's class. And I knocked on the door, and I remember the teacher saying, I'm like, hey, they're already bulge cutting the fence to get me. She's like, you think we have time to get out? I said, y'all have time. I'm going to run for my other son.
Once she was assured her son was okay, Gomez ran to get her other child, encountering more officers who tried to stop her.
So I start yelling, and I'm being cooperative, and I'm like, well, y'all aren't doing what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing y'all need to be in here. Give me your vest. Somebody give me a vest. Something. I started paying attention to how far the shots were being, so that I knew the shooter was all the way still by my first son's class. So when I went to my second son's door, the teacher didn't want to open the door for me. So that's when they started escorting me out. And as I see that they're opening my son's door, I go run for my son and I get him.
With both of her kids out safe, Gomez still can't shake the thought of those who didn't make it.
While you were...
So one thing I'm noticing is that the whole time this person is talking, when they show them, they keep taking a moment to look down every now and again, like they have to read a couple of lines from a script and then just say it. And it's like the further it goes on, the more they look down and the more obvious it becomes that they're looking down at the paper. I mean, if this kind of shit happens, you don't have to read a whole script. I mean, you're going to remember this really good if you were involved in something like this. You know what I'm saying? It's always the same bullshit. And I know someone said once before that when they're running these kind of operations, they'll close off not just the area where it happens, but an area broader than that, so that no one can get anywhere near where this shit is supposedly happening at a certain time, so they can set up whatever fake shit that they want to. And I believe this is true. Now look how they're looking down a lot. Look how they start looking down more and more while they're waving their hands. It's right here. That's not reading a script. They're not reading the script. Okay. So next thing, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna close that. There they are, obviously reading the script. And then they claim they're a mother and they have kids, right? Which means they're a woman. This really don't look like no woman to me. The high-pitched voice don't mean shit to me, man. Now look at that jaw. You think a woman got a jaw to look like this? I always say this shit. I drew the line so it could be more obvious. Okay? So, we have the dot at the top, which is where the line starts. Come down to the middle, and you see that second dot. That's where you have the corner, or where it goes to turn. There's the sharp point right there. And then down to the bottom, which is the third dot. That's a man's jawline. Ain't no woman got a strong jawline like that. Okay? That's a man. They always use these trannies to run this fucking, this false flag bullshit. They always do. No surprise. No surprise at all.